and welcome to Startup Street. I'm Ritu Singh, and with me are Arundhati Ramanan and Shruti Mishra. Here are the key headlines from the startup space. Ola Electric receives a notice from the Central Consumer Protection Authority over rising complaints from consumers. The company promises to respond within 15 days, says the notice will have no impact on financial, operational and other business activities.
SEBI gives the green signal for BlackBuck's IPO launch and to list on the bourses within the next year. Parent company Zinca Logistics receives the approval. The Flipkart-backed company plans to raise up to 550 crore rupees from a fresh issue and sell 2.16 crore shares in the offer for sale portion.
Former NDTV executives launch an AI-led content creation platform, Frama.Ai, raising $2.2 million in seed funding from Lumikai. They aim to accelerate growth, expansion of tech team and product development with the fresh funds.
Online gaming startup WinZO concludes its fourth round of ESOP liquidation. Co-founder Soumya Singh Rathod tells us that 30% of the employees have liquidated their ESOPs at the last round valuation, implying that 65 employees have liquidated this employee stock options plan.
New age digital entertainment and tech company Jet Synthesis announced that Zerodha co-founder Nikhil Kamath, Cure Foods founder Ankit Nagori and Axel partners Prashant Prakash will serve as joint owners of the Bengaluru franchise team in the second season of the Global E-Cricket Premier League run by the company.
Uber will roll out an AI assistant powered by OpenAI's technology to help drivers transition to electric vehicles. This is part of its efforts to lower carbon emissions. The ride-hailing company pledged $800 million to support its driver partners switching entirely to EVs by 2040.
Those were the headlines we've been tracking for you this evening. Now to the story that we're tracking today. Domestic online gaming startup WinZO concluded its fourth round of liquidation of ESOPs. This is the fourth such ESOP buyback in 3 consecutive years. Tim C is joining in with more. Tim C, take us through this strategic move. Domestic online gaming startup WinZO has concluded fourth round of liquidation of ESOPs. Talking to me, Soumya Singh Rathod, co-founder of WinZO, shared that as many as 30% of employees have liquidated their ESOPs at the last round valuation, implying that 65 employees have liquidated their employee stock option plan. Also, she added that the ESOP buyback is a strategic part of WinZO's effort to attract and retain top technology and product talent, especially as the gaming industry faces challenges posed by 400% increase in GST cost and the ongoing pressure from illegal offshore betting and gambling companies. The company is also aiming to ensure that the ongoing liquidation of employee stock option plan is done every year. The ESOP liquidation is fourth round of ESOP liquidation in the 3 consecutive years. The company has 200 employee base. For the benefit of our viewers, WinZO is a domestic gaming platform which integrates third-party games on a single mobile app and was founded in 2018. Currently, WinZO has 200 million users and is present in 15 languages. The company claims that it captures about 35% of Indian online gaming market.
Timsy, thank you very much for bringing us up to speed with that. Now, electric mobility startup Yulu has turned EBITDA profitable and also crossed an annual recurring revenue of $30 million. This, it said, was achieved thanks to surging demand for quick commerce and food delivery services, as well as policy tailwinds. They said the revenues and users increased more than 7-fold in the last 2 years, and now they plan to deploy 100,000 EVs by next year. They're also looking to raise $100 million in a CVC funding round in the next year to power this growth. So for more on this, joining me now is Amit Gupta, the co-founder and CEO of Yulu, and also with me is my colleague Shruti. Amit, welcome to Startup Street. Thanks very much for your time here. You've become EBITDA positive and you've also crossed that $30 million ARR milestone. What helped you get there? What were the key drivers in growth? But also importantly, when do we see you become PAT profitable?
Nice. So thank you for having me on this show today. Our growth actually has come from quick commerce, where we are seeing a lot of users now starting to get their products in 15 minutes. And we are seeing Blinkit, Zepto, everyone is now powering this whole segment in a very massive manner. And what Yulu is doing, we are providing our vehicles to the gig workers who are looking to deliver for these platforms. And we are the most affordable and most efficient mobility choice And what we are seeing in cities where we are present, which are Bangalore, Delhi, and Bombay, almost 35 to 40% of the deliveries on those dark stores are happening on Yulu bikes. So we have actually been to produce a very efficient service to power the quick commerce growth. And we believe that as and when more and more companies and retailers are offering quicker delivery, we will be powering all of those hyperlocal delivery.
All right. You did not answer the question when we asked when do you become PAT profitable. Amit, this is Shruti quickly stepping in. If you could start your answer with that. And also, your revenues and users have increased more than 7x over the last 24 months. Will this trajectory continue? And what would FY25 financials look like at the current rate?
Certainly. So if you look at our 2 years journey, our SG&A cost, which is the headquarter cost, remain almost same. Even last 6 months, the beginning of this financial year, revenue has doubled, more than doubled actually, but the cost remains same, and we see the continuous margin improvement. So while we do not know exactly when we will be PAT positive, but clearly within next 2 years, we are going to hit that spot for sure. It depends on some new opportunities we are gonna pursue. So depending on how these are shaping up, so we will have a good balance between growth and profitability. For us, EBITDA profitability was almost like a table stake. We wanted to get there. PAT positive is something we will actually see, but clearly, certainly 2 years for sure it will happen.
All right. You also have massive plans to scale your fleet to 100,000 by next year, and you'll do that by raising $100 million in a Series C funding. How quickly are you looking to do this? Who are the investors that you're in talks with? And will all of this 100 million only be used to expand your fleet?
So we have not hit the funding circuit. At the same time, we are seeing some very interesting inbound interest from many investors who are focused on energy transition and livelihood creation. So we believe that when we go out formally, talk to many other investors, we will be able to attract some top tier financial institution investor for this round. And you're right, when we are looking at this $100 million in equity and debt, majority of this money will be in the form of equity capital, and majority of this money will be going towards growing the fleet from the current one to the next milestone what we are chasing.
Right, Amit, we also understand that you're eyeing a public listing in the coming years. What are your plans on that front, especially since you plan on raising this $100 million soon? How large will the size of offering likely be?
So size of the offering, very, very initial time for us to comment. But one thing we know for sure that Yulu is the market leader, and the opportunity in front of us where not only the energy transition is happening for the purpose of mobility, but also a major customer habit where everyone was expecting their product to come after 1 or 2 days. Now they're expecting it to happen in 10 to 15 minutes. And this is, I think, a historical time where someone like Yulu will play a very major role. So I think sky is the limit, and we will actually go after whatever is possible, which actually fits in our vision and mission for sure. As far as IPO is concerned, yes, we look at IPO as our exit opportunity for the current shareholders. And we believe that company is going to stay for decades for sure. And from a milestone perspective, I think getting PAT positive is an important one. We would like to hit that before IPO plan for sure. Within next two to 3 years, as I mentioned, I think that is a timeline which company is aiming to go for an IPO. Okay,
critical 2 years, Amit, PAT positive and an IPO in the offing. Thank you very much for your time here today, betting big on that quick commerce and food delivery, services really to ramp up your fleet. Many thanks for your time here.
Thank you once again.
And moving on, specialty chemical startup Mstack has raised $40 million in a funding round led by Lightspeed venture partners in Alphawave Global. The round included a debt facility from HSBC Innovation Banking and other angel investors. Founded in 2022, Mstack runs a custom manufacturing platform that helps mid to large enterprise buyers, primarily in North America, source specialty chemicals from low-cost production countries. Joining me now to discuss this further, Shreyans Chopra, the founder of Mstack, as well as my colleague Ritu. Shreyans, thank you so much for joining us on Startup Street today. Like I mentioned, you're a custom manufacturing platform that helps global buyers source high-quality specialty chemicals, right? If you could take us through your business model at this point and tell us how you're, empowering cross-border supply, the cross-border supply chain, and what's the tech edge that you have?
First of all, thank you so much for having me here. You are correct. We are a cross-border custom manufacturing platform, which is focused on specialty chemicals. What we essentially do is enable global buyers of chemicals to begin with North America, to source from our tech-enabled factories that we've built at the back end, especially in emerging markets such as India, Korea, Thailand, and so on. What is important to note is we are a full stack platform, and we take ownership of quality under the Mstack brand, and we ensure that reliability of the supply chain is maintained with our tech-enabled operations. What the customers also get access to is our R&D capability, where they can get custom formulations built, but also get process innovation done at record time, as well as at a significantly lower cost than usual.
Shreyans, hi, this is Ritu. In your press release, you talk a lot about how this China +1 strategy will benefit India, but we're not really seeing that materialize just yet in terms of numbers. What has been your own experience on the ground? And if you could bring us up to speed quickly with how business momentum has been in the 2 years since you started operations.
You're absolutely right. It will take some time to materialize on the ground. We largely serve buyers in the US today, and trust me, diversifying supply chain outside China, and actually not only China, but also Europe, which has become extremely cost non-competitive in the recent times, is a CEO level conversation. But the challenge in diversifying these supply chains is that the alternates that we have, especially countries like India, Saudi, and so on, have extremely unstructured and unorganized supply. So this is where Mstack comes in, where what we are saying is that, look, you can source from these countries, and Mstack will enable you to do that. And we will not do this just by connecting buyers and sellers, but what we are doing is essentially being integrated in the supply chain to manage quality as well as reliability at scale.
Absolutely. And you were talking about the countries that you're present in and how things work there. So one of the things that you will do is use the $40 million that you've raised to, sort of expand across the Middle East, Latin America, and Asia, as well as other key regions, right? What's the kind of demand you're anticipating from these regions that you plan to expand into? And if you tell us, how important will India be as a market for you?
Absolutely. So we have decided to be cross-border since day one, because that's where we feel significant value lies. While the world global specialty chemical markets is growing at 3%, India is actually growing at 12%. And we believe that the way China had been the factory for the world in the last 2 decades, India and nearby geographies will become the factory for the world in chemicals in the next decade, and Mstack will enable that. In terms of demand, we feel that there are only so many infinite markets in the world. Chemicals is actually one of them. Globally, close to $5 trillion of chemicals are manufactured and sold, of which 25% are specialty chemicals. We are looking to target very specific areas, especially in North America, which include one, oilfield chemicals, second is industrial coatings, third is water treatment chemicals, and fourth is home and personal care. Also, with the new fundraise, what we are expanding into is agrochemicals and pharmaceuticals, where India is going to be a key geography, not only in terms of supply, but also in terms of demand.
So, with these new agrochemical and pharmaceutical lines that you're looking to add, how much additional potential revenue do you hope to generate with the India market, of course, which will be the focus for these, and outside?
Absolutely. Just to give you a glimpse of the pace at which we are growing, we have grown almost 15x in the last 12 months. We continue to grow close to 50 to 80% quarter on quarter. And we actually believe that with the new fundraise, we can grow at a much higher pace, because the opportunity is huge and the tailwinds are very strong. The market needs something like this. And hopefully, when we meet next, we'll be a much larger company than what we are today.
All right, Shreyans, hopefully that is what will happen when we meet next. But thank you so much for joining us on the show today, and we wish you all the best going forward.
Thank you so much.
On that note, it is time for us to head into a short break. But coming up next, parent company of Homelane, Homevista Decor and Furnishings, is set to acquire Designcafe. This acquisition will make it the largest entity in the interiors category in India. More on the acquisition and the way forward on the other side. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Startup Street. Homevista Decor and Furnishings, the parent company of interior brands Homelane, Do-Up, Cubico and RapZap, is set to acquire Designcafe, a prominent player in the home interiors market. The company claims this acquisition, subject to regulatory approvals, will be the largest entity in the interiors category in India in terms of projects delivered. Also, in conjunction with this acquisition, Homelane has also announced a 225 crore rupee funding round with contributions from both existing investors of Homelane and Designcafe, as well as external investment from Hero Enterprise. To elaborate on the future growth plans, joining me now are Shrikant Iyer, the co-founder of Homelane, and Shizan Bhujani, the co-founder of Designcafe. Also with me, my colleague Arundhati. Shrikant and Shizan, welcome to Startup Street. Take us through the contours of the deal, Shrikant. By when do you hope to complete the acquisition? And what kind of revenues do you see the combined entity making? Will they continue to operate as distinct end-to-end interior brands?
Hey, thanks for having us on the show, first of all. Great to be back. The contours of the deal are very simple. We did a two-part deal. One was we acquired 100% of Designcafe. We also raised a 225 crore round. So that's broadly two parts to the transaction. We are obviously very, very excited about the future and what it is and what it brings for us as a joint company. We together expect to do about 1,000 crores of revenue in FY25 and hope to be EBITDA positive. So that's where we are as a group.
Right. Going quickly to Shizan. Shizan, what synergies did you see with Homelane? How do you plan to further enhance operational efficiency while driving innovation and customer satisfaction across the combined entities' offerings?
Hey, thanks for having me as well. I think the synergies are broadly into two buckets. Given the way both these companies have been built and the founder DNA, Homelane, given their DNA, has built a fantastic tech stack, tech platform, and an amazing sales engine. So I think Designcafe can leverage that to improve on our marketing conversion funnel, our design timelines. That's going to significantly improve with their tech stack. I think Designcafe being built by architects, me and Geeta, I think we have a great design DNA, and we built in-house manufacturing. We're the only company that had built it. I think the group can now leverage that, and what we can do is actually build out and control the product. And this kind of dovetails into what is really great for the customer. I think from a customer perspective, all Designcafe customers today going forward are going to really enjoy amazing technology. Design their home in 20 minutes versus a couple of hours before. And from a Homelane customer perspective, or the group customer perspective, the fact that we will be the largest entity will allow us to kind of really build on manufacturing, have facilities that nobody else has, and control the entire product like nobody else can. And because of the size that we have, the synergy that we'll have, we'll actually be able to have a global supply chain and give you products that are actually better at great price. So I think it's a win-win for everybody, for both the companies as well as the consumer.
For both the companies as well as the consumer. But Shrikant, Arundhati stepping in here. Along with this acquisition, Homelane also announced a 225 crore rupee funding round, right? If you could quickly take us through the fund allocation plans and why have you raised the money?
We want to grow a bit faster. The last 18 months has been more focused on getting to EBITDA profitability. And now that we are there, we want to make sure that we don't lose track of growth. So primarily, we see us allocating, some of it is to sleep better at night, frankly, some of the fundraise. But some of it is also going to be allocated towards three areas. One is growth. We clearly want to grow a little bit faster. Our CAGR for the last 4 years has been about 36%, and we want to stay somewhere close to that. The second one is on technology. We have built a lot of great tech over the years, and we want to continue to invest and build some great tech, especially with AI, generative AI. There's a lot of possibilities, especially on the design side. So that's the second area. And the third one is branding. I mean, we all know that home interior is such a huge space in India. Customers are always looking to find a trusted brand. And so building that trusted brand costs money. So that's the third area that we want to invest in.
Right. So 3 areas there: growth, tech, and also helping you sleep at night is what you're also saying you raise these funds for. But Shehzan, if you could quickly talk to us about any new offerings in the pipeline and how do you plan to expand your reach?
Hey, thanks. I think, from a reach perspective, obviously, we want to leverage Homelane's network of stores and franchisees to take Designcafe brand to more cities. Currently, Designcafe is in 10 cities. Homelane has partners and franchisees in 25 cities. So straight away, we can go to that many more cities over a period of time. I think from a innovation perspective and new offerings, one is I think we're very looking forward to bringing the best of the global supply chain to India and to Indian consumers together, and using our design DNA to kind of innovate across all the brands that we have. We will have access now to the best talent pool and kind of use that to keep innovating in the products that we do. We anyway say we provide 20% more space and use that kind of innovation across all the brands. The other thing I think, we want to get into new offerings. I think, we have already Cubico in office. We're also looking at exploring something in the retail space, using a technology stack that we now have and a manufacturing experience to help so many brands that want to go offline today. There's so many D2C brands that want to go offline, but they don't know how to. So we want to give them a tech-enabled offering to help them go from 0 stores to 100 stores very quickly. So I think these are some of the new offerings that we're planning going forward.
All right, Shehzan, we're pressed for time. Thank you so much, Shehzan and Shrikant, for joining us today on Startup Street, and wish you both the very best for all your growth plans. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Well, Bharat GPT maker CoRover.Ai recently announced that it had received $4 million in a Series A funding round led by venture capitalists to enhance its enterprise and B2C offerings. My colleague Aishwarya Anand caught up with its co-founder Ankush Sabharwal on the sidelines of the India Internet Day hosted by TIE Delhi NCR in collaboration with CNBC-TV18 and began by asking him how the startup is transforming how businesses engage with customers across various industries using Gen AI.
What we have seen from our clients, the customer support is kind of the top of the list, giving better experience, personalized experience, conversational experience. We have customers where it's not support, they are making additional revenue with Gen AI Bharat GPT, where they are increasing their customer base. More customers are coming to their platform to buy stuff. So it's also helping increase revenue. It is coming on the transactional. So now recently we have launched conversational payment as well with NPCI. So now people can talk and do payments. And other thing on the industry where we have made factories talk literally. The CNC machine and assembly line, they talk. The mechanics can talk to machine and help understand what's the problem, how to fix. So I think there are use cases everywhere.
How many companies are you working with, if you could put some names to it? So how is your service being integrated there?
We are live with around 100 organizations. Bharat GPT is live with 60 plus organizations. And few of our customers are NPCI, LIC, IRCTC, Indian Railways, IGL, many more. So I think we, again, if you ask me, did we leverage or harness the true potential of AI in any of these companies? No, we just landed, just solved probably 1, 2, or 3 use cases. And we see 10 to 15 to 20 use cases, even every company can leverage the benefit of Bharat GPT and conversational AI.
eSevak, your AI chatbot, which you launched in Jammu to address grievances of the citizens there. So how does it exactly work? And it's been a while that it's been launched. So help me understand what kind of response have you seen in the state, and are there plans to expand it to many more cities?
Users, citizens can just speak, hey, there's a problem, electricity or power is not coming in my house last 2 days, or there's some garbage in the street. There are multiple categories, multiple issues which citizens can talk about, and they talk, and the ticket is generated, a problem ticket, and that goes to the respective department function and the specific function head. So if it's about law and order, it'll go to the respective police guy or electricity head. So we are not exchanging each other's phone number, but they can chat, talk, and interact and update the status of these ticket. So it's easy communication, easy resolution. So now are we going beyond Jammu? So a lot of interest and requests, but we are trying to now figure out how do we launch with less effort to most places. Currently, it's one district, a lot of requests from other districts, but we are figuring out how do we do pan-India. So we still did not get answer, but we are working with the right authorities to scale it pan-India and even go global eventually.
Talking about scaling, you've recently raised funds, and help me understand, where do you plan on deploying the capital?
Yeah, see, yes, we raised Series A recently, and I think it will go to multiple areas. If you see the funding ask, even we have the account even where even 1 rupee or $1 would go. I think it will go to, of course, keep improving the product. It will also go we have 900 plus, around 1,000 incoming leads. We are not even able to prioritize the leads. So it'll also go to the GTM area where we'll try to prioritize and try to scale and increase our business. So it'll go to technology, product, GTM.
And with that, it is a wrap on this edition of Startup Street. More news and updates coming up on the other side. Stay tuned.